Okay, so I just want to reiterate, we're going to continue to add a couple more shapes to this, and every single time you add a new shape, get into the habit of making a new layer, because if you don't, like let's say if I'm working on blue box, I create a selection of something else. Let's say, for example, in this case, I decide I want another rectangle, and I put it here, right? And then I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to grab the paintbrush again, grab the color green this time, say, okay, fill this in, right? Looks like it's its own thing, select, deselect, but here's the problem. That's now on the same layer. See that? So whenever I move these around, they move around together. I don't have right now, currently, the freedom to move this object separate from this object, and I want that freedom. So again, the way you solve this problem is you click here, make a new layer every single time. Can't emphasize that enough. And then you can come up here and make another image. I'm going to show you how to use the polygonal lasso tool right now, which is right here underneath the lasso tool. So let's just use one of those. I'll grab the lasso tool and I'll draw something. So it looks like I'm drawing over, right? I'll click on that. It looks like I have a close shape, kind of a blob or something. Give it a yellow, right? And again, just grab a big brush, fill this in, and then select, deselect. So, and I can call this, I don't know, I'll call it yellow blob. But because I made this on its own layer, it gives me the option. Again, if I click on the move tool, see, I can move it around and put it everywhere. All right, something kind of cool that you don't know about yet. I'm going to take this yellow blob, watch this, and I'm going to drag the yellow blob layer down to the create a new layer, and look what happens. It made a copy of it. It doesn't look like there's a copy, but if I mouse down and drag, got two of them. I love that. If I go to image, adjust, hue saturation, this pops up. And I could drag this across. Oh, look, it's changing the color of that. How awesome. You know, if I want to make it orange, if I want to make it brighter, if I want to make it less saturated, darker, lighter, all these different things. And again, think of this in terms of what can you do with this with a photo. So now I have my second blob, which looks kind of like a peanut. And again, if I accidentally like transform it like that, this shows up. I just hit the checkbox and I'm good to go. So don't panic if that happens to you. So I'm going to kind of arrange these, and that's interesting, sort of. And what I want to show you how to do now, once you're happy with all these being the way they are, is how to take them all and turn them into something called a group. And we're going to do this right now. So hopefully you're watching. I'm going to hold down the shift key, click on all the layers. So again, it's not going to work unless you're holding down the shift key on your keyboard. And you could just do it this way too. But if I click on the first layer, hold down the shift key, click on the last layer, see how they're all highlighted in blue now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create a new group. And you see how there's, oh, I guess it didn't work. Let me just drag them all in there. There we go. Now they're all dragged into the group. So I can make, it's like I'm opening up the folder and they're all there. But what's cool about this is you see how they're now all kind of together. But what's nice about this too is I still have the separate layers there. So if I want to move them all together, I just click on the group and they're all together. If I want to move them separately or do something separately, I still have editing capability to do that. So I'm going to just compress that. And I think I'm going to make these a little smaller. And I'm going to show you how to do this again in the next video. But now you have a group and you're ready to move on.